Hi, Aaron. Papa got me this camcorder for my 15th birthday. Isn't it great? I heard from Mom that you were doing well at Oxford. Guess what? Darice, the girl across the street, got into medical school right here in Tehran, and Aunt Lila's friend was going to run for parliament. But she says that the Ayatollahs are making it difficult. The religious leaders are organizing demonstrations in the town square against the Shah. They say that he is too westernized and he does everything that America wants. Many other people are angry that women now have the right to vote, more legal rights, and even maternity leave. Obviously, they want to bring back the hijab, the veil. Mom is glad that it was outlawed in the 30s. However, many neighbors still secretly wear it. Mom and Papa said that there will not be a revolution because the American president, Jimmy Carter, will support the Shah. I'm concerned that the uprising is more serious this time. How could the Shah dynasty that has endured half of a century fall? There are hundreds of people shouting in the square each week, maybe more. Anyway, please don't worry about me. It's just like Papa always quotes from the Quran, time and fortune are subject to endless change. The wise man doesn't attach his heart to the world. Bye, Aaron. Aaron, things here in Iran have been getting worse. The number of protesters have grown to many thousands in Tehran, and the police are getting more aggressive. People are getting killed, shot. It seems like the whole country is on strike. It makes it hard to get food. Oil is not being produced, so no one can drive. The Shoras, that's what the workplace unions are called, are trying to gut the economy so the Shah will have no money. Ma says that this could get a lot.
And I have decided that until this protest calms down, you're not to go outside without Papa or your uncle. I too will be staying inside.
But what about school and dance class?
We'll see. It's just not safe, and it's too big a risk to go out every day. Because of your father's job as a doctor and our clothes, people might think that we're for the Shah, and that is too dangerous right now.
But aren't we for the Shah?
Yes, but you must never say that. Many families in your school support the Ayatollah and want to implement what they think the scriptures of this Quran are saying about women and the government. Even the Shah is worried. He's firing the head of his secret police, the Savak, and promising free elections, but I fear that it is too late.
I will not believe what happened 3 days ago, September 8, 1978. There were a number of announcements over the radio. There's now a 6 p.m. curfew for everyone in Iran, and it is illegal for groups of 3 or more to meet in the street. Protesters congregated in the town square anyway, many thousands more than usual, and the police told them to leave. However, they didn't move, and police shot many down. I'm not sure how many. The protesters claim more than 4,000 were killed. The government says it was less than 100. Everyone who comes to our house talks about it. The neighbor's daughter was there, and she spoke about it today when she
My uncle
visited.
took me because he wanted to stand up to the Shah. He didn't expect it to get violent. The police had barricades up, but people pushed forward. We were farther back, but heard the gunshots and screaming. Uncle tried to get us out of there. He was crying and saying that this is why the Shah must go, and he and all of the corrupt police and government officials will pay for this. Things would be better if everyone followed the Quran and went back to the old ways. Don't you agree?
Yes, dear, of course. This must have been horrible for you. Certainly now there will be no return to negotiations. This will be fought to the end.
Aaron, the Shah was forced to leave recently. The protesters have forced him to flee for his life. They named the Ayatollah Khomeini the supreme leader of Iran. The religious leaders have so much influence now. I heard Mama and Papa talking about women in the street who don't wear the hijab or the veil. If they don't, they're yelled at and sometimes even spit at by the Comité, who call themselves the police and run everything has to do with the Quran in the neighborhood. It's unthinkable. The hijab that has been outlawed for so many years is now back. Aaron, I'm sure you have heard. 52 Americans were taken hostage on November 4th, 1979 at the American Embassy here in Tehran by some students of the Quran. The Americans were paraded in the square and jeered at. They let 14 women and black people go a few days later because they sympathized with the oppression that minorities get in America. It is said that the hostages will be treated as guests, but everyone is so angry. I fear that they will be beat or worse. There's so much excitement and cheering in the streets, I can hear it from inside. To me, this is horrible. I'm so ashamed of our people. Mama and Papa were talking about leaving to move to England with you, or eventually even to go to the USA, but they do not know I heard them. Aaron, we're in London. I can't believe it. It's so different here. Did you hear that the president of Egypt, Anwar Sadat, was assassinated a few days ago? I think it was because he held peace talks with the Palestinians like U.S. wanted. People on the flight from Tehran with us were saying that Iran's revolution has paved the way for many other religious revolutionaries, and more countries will rebel against U.S. influence. It is only going to get worse. That is why Papa wanted us to leave the country. The other reason is that we're now locked in a new war with Iraq. Many people say that the Shah will not come back to power this time, while others speculate he'll even be assassinated. I don't want to think about it at all, but I do not believe that we'll go back to Iran, although I think Mom and Papa would like to go home someday. I feel somewhat guilty that we are moving, so I'll have more freedom and better education that isn't possible under the Sharia, the Islamic law declared by Ayatollah Khomeini. I would never want to memorize the Quran. Well, I guess we'll see you when we arrive in Oxford. Papa needs to stay a few days to get his medical license renewed in England so he can work here. We're all looking forward to seeing you soon.